Welcome to Smashville. This is PK Subban.
I'm Dan Hamhuis.
This is Craig Smith.
This is Mike Fisher.
But you need to dig in right now, every guy.
Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home and stop fighting.
Enough is enough.
They need me to bleed, and I'll bleed for my team.
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
This is Ryan Johansson. Welcome to Smashville.
This is Philip Forsberg.
I'm Victor Arvidsson.
I'm Ryan Ellis.
I'm Matthias Ekholm.
I'm Beckerin, and you're listening to the Renegades of Puck with Crazy Charlie.
Crazy Charlie puts words in my mouth. You can't trust that guy.
If you can't get some fire, some passion, some energy, and figure out how in the hell to talk about this magnificent sport of hockey that has taken over the city of Nashville, then why are you on the radio? You don't deserve it, and you should do the honorable thing and turn your mic in. You're making a damn fool of yourself.
This is my declaration. I'm coming after every single one of you. The lazy, the tired, the boring voices out there. Your time is up. I'm Crazy Charlie Saunier.
I'm Pete Weber of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Find a way, boys. No more half-stepping.
Now, here's your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the Now Half Step in hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're good and educated about the show. That's when you click on that merchandise tab. Going to take you straight to our classic logo tee and all the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck over the years. Whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, it makes no difference to us. After all, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent, unaffiliated operation, so here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. Our active social media platforms currently are Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. That's how you can link up with the show. We sure would appreciate some support over there. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it sure doesn't take you but a second, but it does go a long way to helping us out here in the trenches. YouTube. We certainly appreciate all of our recent subscribers to our YouTube channel, but we can always bolster those ranks with a few more. Pass those links on to the Renegades in your life and help us build up our fan base over there on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel today. Turn on those notifications and get all of the latest content from the Renegades of Puck. We sure would appreciate a little bit of support as well in the financial sectors, as we are currently, as you can see, being deconstructed before your very eyes. But that means behind the camera, a new set is evolving. A brand new operation for the Renegades of Puck is underway, but we will need a little bit of support. So if you can go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck or scan the QR code that is over there on the virtual tip jar, it would go a long way to helping us out. Stick taps, love, and respect for that recent donation that helped us get finished with the first half of the new studio project. We look forward to revealing all of those details for you soon. If you're following along on social media, you'll at least start to see the beginning of the puzzle pieces known as the Renegades of Puck future. Listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 989. That's right. Time for show number 989. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division. After 77 games skated, they have a record of 27-42 and 862 points. Has them all alone in the wastelands of the Central Division. 18-17-3 is their home record, which is where their next game will take place. They've scored 192 goals this season. They've given up 252 goals against. That's a goal differential of -60. The Predators week ahead after the Central Division update. Then we'll get into the season series between the Predators and the Islanders, what the Islanders have been up to lately, and everybody saw them on national TV yesterday. The rankings and the numbers between these two teams for this matchup and the individual statistics and goaltending matchup, including a goalie goal in this particular season series. The Winnipeg Jets are still in first place in the Central Division after 77 games skated. They have 108 points and are in contention for the President's Trophy, fighting it out with Washington and Vegas. Vegas and the Dallas Stars, who are in second place, 3 points behind with the same number of games played. So it's going to come down to the final 5 games of the season between Winnipeg and Dallas, 3 points separating. 7 points separates second and third place. The Colorado Avalanche find themselves currently locked into that third automatic qualifying playoff position for the Central Division. So at this moment in time, you'd have the Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche facing off against each other in the 2-3 matchup. That should be some stellar best-of-7 action. The St. Louis Blues are well in control of their playoff destiny now, and that could not have been said 20 games ago, but now fourth place solidly with 93 points, only 5 points behind the Colorado Avalanche, and they have surpassed the Minnesota Wild, who find themselves in fifth place. The Minnesota Wild have been in consistent free fall from second place all the way down to fifth place, even though they made significant changes to try to make a run for it. Minnesota at 91 points. The Utah Hockey Club still mathematically alive with 82 points in sixth place in the Central Division, but the little E will be coming for them very soon. The Nashville Predators have that E, as well as the Chicago Blackhawks. They're at 62 and 54 points, respectively, at the bottom of the Central Division. The Predators have lost 6 straight games going into this game against the New York Islanders. After this game against the Islanders, the final road trip of the season, Thursday in Utah, Saturday at Vegas, and then coming back home for the final homestand of the regular season, Monday versus Utah, and next Wednesday versus the Dallas Stars will be the final game of this season for this Nashville Predators team. The season series between the Preds and the Islanders didn't get underway until March the 1st. This will be the second of 2 regular season meetings. The Islanders won in Long Island 7-4. Saros took the loss, going 29 out of 35. Smith for the Predators scored 2 goals. Citizens and Delgado also added goals in that game. Sorokin got the victory, 25 out of 29. Nelson with 2 goals. Cizikas, Horvat, Pajot, all with goals as well in that game. And Ilya Sorokin scored a goal in that game. Impressive stuff. The Islanders, as of late, have been fighting it out for their wild card survivability in their life, as well as been featured on national TV in historical moments. They are at 34, 32, and 10 on the season with 78 points. That has them 5th in the Metropolitan Division, just on the outside of the wild card, trying to make up some ground. 15, 17, and 5 is their road record. They've scored 210 goals. They've given up 231 goals against. Goal differential of minus 21. Their most recent stretch of 5 completed games on the 29th of March was a 5-3 loss at Tampa Bay. On the 30th of March, a 6-4 loss at the Carolina Hurricanes. On the 1st of April, a 4-1 loss versus Tampa Bay. On the 4th of April, a 3-1 win versus Minnesota. And most recently, on the 6th of April, a 4-1 win versus Washington, as virtually everybody saw. Sorokin, 28 of 29, got the victory, but the goal that he did give up will be remembered for all-time NHL history. The NHL ranks and the numbers between these two clubs see the Nashville Predators at 2.48 goals per game is 32nd, dead last in the NHL, and dropping. Somehow dropping. I don't understand how they could get any worse, but they are somehow getting worse offensively. 2.74 for the Islanders is 25th best in the league in the goals against category. 3.27 for the Nashville Predators is 25th. For New York Islanders, 3.01 is 18th. Shots on goal, shots for 29.2, 8th best for the Islanders. 29.3 is 6th best for the Predators. 28.4 against is 15th best for Nashville. 28.7 against is 19th best for New York. And the special teams scenarios, 20.6% power play conversion rate for the Nashville Predators, 20th overall in the NHL. 44 conversions out of 214 power play opportunities. The New York Islanders power play is one of their worst assets on their team this season. 12.6% conversion rate is 31st in the NHL, one spot from last in the league. Only 24 conversions out of 191 opportunities, so 20 less power play conversions than the Nashville Predators. On the penalty kill, 81% kill rate is 9th best in the league for Nashville. 43 power play goals against, while the New York Islanders have a 73.1% kill rate, 29th in the league. They've given up 45 power play goals against. Individual statistic leaders for both of these teams, and Horvat has already scored against the Predators this year, one of his 26 goals. He also has 27 assists for 53 total points. Lee is at 27 and 24 for 51. Palmieri, 23 and 24 for 47. Nelson, 20 and 23 for 43, 2 of those goals coming against the Nashville Predators. Holmstrom, 18 and 22 for 40. On the Nashville Predators side of things, Philip Forsberg continues to pace the Nashville Predators. 29 goals leads the way in that category. 41 assists leads in that category. And 70 points overall, of course, leads the team. Marchessault's at 19 goals and 30 assists. 49 points still listed as day-to-day. Stamkos is now at 25 goals on the season. His first season as a Nashville Predator, plus 22 assists for 47 total points. Ryan O'Reilly's at 17 goals, 28 assists for 45 points. And the captain, Roman Josi, still on injured reserve. 9 goals, 29 assists for 38 points. Anticipated goaltending matchup sees UC Saros on home ice with a record of 18, 30, and 6, a 2.97 goals against average, an 8.95 save percentage, and 4 shutouts on the season, facing off against Ilya Sorokin, a record of 29, 23, and 6, a 2.73 goals against average with a 9.06 save percentage, and 3 shutouts on the season. And he scored a goal this season, and it just happened to come in that game on March the 1st versus the Nashville Predators, being credited with the empty net goal there at the end of that 7-4 win. So Sorokin already has a win over this Nashville Predators team and has scored a goal against this Nashville Predators team. The Preds season is coming towards its conclusion quickly. This is one of the last 3 home games of the season. Will the Predators be able to finish with a above 500 record on home ice? This game, Utah-Dallas, will be the final 3 to determine that. 1 game over 500 at this point. Not much else to play for this season. That's going to do it. To get you all set up for the next Predators game, we got to go back and talk about the last Predators game. It's the Rebirth Sports full game recap, and it's coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to April the 6th of the year 2025 when the Nashville Predators were hosting the Montreal Canadiens at Bridgestone Arena. Your line combinations and defensive pairings are as follows, and note it is an 11 forward, 7 defenseman alignment yet again for the Predators. Bunting, O'Reilly, Evangelista, Forsberg, Stamkos, and LaRue. Smith, McCarron, and NHL debut for Wood. Bellows and Svechnikov make up your forwards, and your defensemen are Shea and Blankenberg, Delgaizo and Barron, Englund and Osterley. Stastny is your 7th defenseman. Saros gets the start in net. We find ourselves at 1:53 of the first period at Bridgestone Arena when it's Dobis coming up with a save on LaRue. That's the first shot on goal of the game. But at 4:19 in the first period, it's Stamkos breaking through for the Nashville Predators with his 25th goal of the season. A turnover by the Montreal defense leads to a deke and easy finish for Steven Stamkos. Again, his 25th of the season puts the Preds ahead early in this one. 4:47 of the first period. Saros comes up with a save on Anderson's first shot on goal for Montreal at the 5:44 mark of the first period. Dobes coming up with a save on Evangelista at 8:01 of the first. Saros comes up with a save on Caulfield at 10:13 of the first period. It's England versus Pezzetta, 5 minutes each. This was a huge tilt and a fairly decided tilt in favor of the Nashville Predators as England landed several very large blows during this battle. They go to the box for 5 minutes apiece. We go to the 10:33 mark, so just 20 seconds later, we find Stastny off the box, 2 minutes for slashing. 0 shots on goal and an outstanding penalty kill right here. So we go back to even strength hockey. We find ourselves at 12:33 of the first period, and it's McCarron putting the puck in the net off of the rebound. Challenged for goaltender interference, and it is overturned. The broadcast, incensed, cannot believe that this call was reversed after the good goal seemed to be in by McCarron. So we set the score back to 1-0 in favor of the Nashville Predators. 15:16 now in the first period. Dobes coming up with a save on Bellows. 15:38. Saros a save on Struble at 16:21. Struble off the box, 2 minutes for hooking. Dobes comes up with a save on Evangelista. We hit the end of the first period with the Nashville Predators out shooting the Montreal Canadiens 8-4. 1:24 now into the second period. Dobes coming up with a save on Bunting at 1:40 of the second. It's Caulfield with his 36th goal goal of the season. Shea was just overwhelmed by two players on the rush. Saros gives up a soft goal. He definitely had plenty of time to see it coming and just couldn't do anything about it. Montreal ties the game up at 1 apiece. 4:23 of the second period now. Dobes comes up with a save on O'Reilly at 5:02 of the second period. Saros comes up with a save on Matheson. 5:47 now of the second period. Laine picks up his 20th goal of the season after a very easy zone entry for the Montreal Canadiens. They pass the puck laterally across the zone for a snipe of a wrist shot. And just like that, Montreal now leads 2-1. Barry Trotz vacates the broadcast booth upon the Nashville Predators surrendering their one-goal lead, now trailing by 1. 7:18 in the second period. Saros now comes up with a save on Anderson. 8:07 the second. Del Gaizo and Slafkovsky off the box, 2 minutes each for roughing. Goulet also off the box, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct after taking Luke Evangelista hard into the wall after the whistle. Honestly, everybody on the ice here could have probably picked up at least a minor on this, but we settle on a Nashville Predators 2-minute power play where Dobes comes up with a save on Stamkos not once, not twice, but 3 different times during this power play, all coming from over on the left side. 10:47 now of the second period. Dobes comes up with a save on Stastny, plus the follow-up at 14:33 of the second. Saros comes up with a save on Evans at the 15:59 mark of the second period. Dobes comes up with a save on Bellows. 18:10 of the second. Goulet comes up with a save. Goulet off the box, actually 2 minutes for holding on O'Reilly. Dobes comes up with a save on Wood, his first shot on goal in the NHL. We hit the end of the second period. The Predators outshooting the Montreal Canadiens 23-12, but trailing 2-1. 40 seconds into the third period on the clean sheet, Juuse Saros coming with a save on Evans and his deflection. 3 minutes in, Dobes comes up with a save on Bunting. 4:13 into the third. Saros comes up with a save on Matheson at the 5:42 mark of the third period. Dobes comes up with a save on Bunting, plus the follow-up by Mark Del Gaizo. 6:09. Saros, a save on Gallagher. We hit the backside of the sheet, and we pick the action up with the Predators going on a power play at 7:47 of the third period. Posada's off the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Brady Shea. Dobes comes up with a save on Shea, and then Dobes comes up with a save on O'Reilly, not once but twice. And the Nashville Predators power play is unable to convert at a most critical time. 10:50 of the third period. Now Saros comes up with a save on Caulfield. 13:16 of the third period. Dobes comes up with a save on Del Gaizo at the 15:51 mark of the third period. Juuse Saros comes up with a save on Goulet. 17:29, Dobes a save on Svechkov, and at 19:23, one more on Luke Evangelista with the extra attacker on. And that would do it for this game at Bridgestone Arena. The Montreal Canadiens come in after playing against Philadelphia at home, having travel difficulties because of the weather. They get to Bridgestone Arena for an early start, secure the victory on Sunday, 2-1 over the Nashville Predators. The Predators now losing 6 consecutive games. The Preds do outshoot Montreal 37-17. That doesn't really seem to matter very much when it's something like the 21st time this season the Predators have scored 1 goal or less in a 77-game schedule to this point. Wow, can they manage to do that a few more times before the end? That's going to do it. 2-1 in favor of the Canadiens. The Canadiens keep their wild card hopes very much alive and in control of their own destiny, while the Nashville Predators continue sinking into the third spot in the draft lottery. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got analysis, we've got box score, and we've got more coming up right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We sure do appreciate Rebirth Sports. Stick taps, love, and respect to the guys over there at Rebirth up in Saginaw. Power outages and tough weather, just like we were dealing with here in Middle Tennessee. But they still managed to get the jerseys out in time for the home opener for the Renegades of Puck this weekend at Ford Ice Center in Antioch. The boys were looking good in their new threads. Great to have everybody in uniform looking great, securing a 5-3 victory over the Dirty Dangles to move to 2-1 on the season. So we appreciate Rebirth Sports, their partnership, all they do for the podcast and all they do for the hockey club to make us look so good. Sure appreciate those guys. UC Saros goes 15 out of 17 in this game. 2 goals against, one of them rather soft. Yes, Brady Shea was overwhelmed by the 2-man rush over there on the wall, chipped around him, and they take it to the net cleanly. But that goal that goes in was soft. Saros definitely had plenty of time to see it coming and frankly didn't do a whole lot to stop it. One of them was a snipe, and with an easy zone entry. That's on the defense right there. You got to stand up the blue line a little bit better. You got to make it a little bit more difficult for the team to come in with all 3 of their line mates and just pass it across the zone and snipe. Not that great overall of a night in net for UC Saros. It was a light workload, only 17 shots against. He still takes the loss. I know the offense didn't really help out in front, but this was just not a great night. UC Saros could have easily stolen this game from the Montreal Canadiens, but Laine gets the best of them yet again. Stamkos with a goal in this game, the only goal for the Nashville Predators, plus 5 shots on goal, 3 block shots, 23-25 in total time on ice. Was interesting without Andrew Burnett behind the bench, out due to family reasons. See how the Predators would utilize different strategies and deployments and possible line combinations, and you can certainly see they leaned a little bit heavy on the more veteran players in this lineup. Evidence Stamkos at 23-25. That's quite a bit elevated over his recent minutes. Forsberg had an assist in this game, his 70th point of the season. 3 shots on goal, 2 block shots, 4 hits, and 24-26 total time on ice. Again, just accentuating the fact that some of the skilled top-end players played a lot more than they usually do. For Forsberg, that's about 4 minutes more than he usually gets in a game. And this was an 11 forward, 7 defenseman alignment, so the Predators had no choice but to add some additional shift to some players. But this is a pretty big increase in one game. O'Reilly with 5 shots on goals, 22-01 in total time on ice. So 3 forwards for the Predators over 22 minutes. 5 forwards in total over 20 minutes. Bunting and Evangelista, the others over 20. Wood makes his NHL debut. He generates 1 shots on goal, 3 shot attempts, 13-14 in total time on ice. And you know what? Didn't look intimidated, didn't look like a deer in the headlights out there. And I look forward to more games with him before the end of the season. He should be given every opportunity in as many shifts as possible in a season that is completely lost. Something that can be salvaged is ice time for a young player like this. The difference between having 5 to 7 games going into the future training camp and getting ready for next season will be otherworldly benefit for this young player. Shea picks up 4 shots on goal in this game, 2 block shots, 22-59 in total time on ice. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. Let's hear from our great friends Stripe Digital Solutions, and then let's come back, buzz through the good cold hard numbers known as the box score, and get on out of what is left of the bunker. And I'm going to be honest with you, there is not much left, but the future is coming very quickly. Make sure you're following on social media to see the newest pictures of what will be the future set for the Renegades of Puck podcast. Back right after this.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Time for the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Your only goal scorer for this game is Steven Stamkos. Your only assist for this game is Philip Forsberg. When it comes to the shots on goal category, the Predators dominant in this particular game, 37 total shots, and they were paced by 5 total from Steven Stamkos, 5 from Ryan O'Reilly, and then 4 from Brady Shea, 3 from Mark Del Gaizo, and then 3 from Bellows, Bunting, Evangelista, and Forsberg. So the Predators certainly spreading out the shots and getting plenty of shots on goal, but they were unable to take advantage of a netminder that I thought was pretty shaky, especially in the early parts of this game. When it comes to blocked shots, 3 paced the Predators. It was by Steven Stamkos, 2 for Philip Forsberg, and 2 for Brady Shea. In the physical component of things, the forwards doing the hard work in this one. Kiefer Bellows with 4 hits, Philip Forsberg with 4 hits, and Zach LaRue also with 4 hits in this game. Brady Shea delivers 2. That paces the defenseman. Your time on ice leaders for this game, and again, skewed because of the 11-7 alignment, but also because Andrew Burnett was not calling the line changes and the shots behind the bench in this game, out with family personal reasons. 24-26 for Philip Forsberg is a really high number. 23-25 for Steven Stamkos, 22-01 for Ryan O'Reilly, 23-24 for Nick Blankenburg, 22-59 for Brady Shea. When it comes to your power play time on ice leaders, and power play was 0 for 4 in this game. 5:42 for Philip Forsberg, 5:41 for Steven Stamkos, 5:35 for Luke Evangelista, 5:18 for Ryan O'Reilly, 4:25 for Nick Blankenburg, and 3:25 for Brady Shea. The penalty kill was 1 for 1 in this game. Your penalty kill time on ice leaders, 113 for Cole Smith, 103 for Ryan O'Reilly, 114 for Nick Blankenburg, and 113 for Brady Shea. Your netminder in this game was UC Saros, 15 out of 17, a light workload, leads to 2 goals against an 8.82 in-game save percentage, 14 even strength saves, no power play saves, 1 shorthanded save. Numbers at the bottom of the box score, the team stats, the special teams, the power play, 0 for 4, the penalty kill, 1 for 1, the faceoff winning percentage, back up a little bit, 51.1%. 10 block shots is a really low number. 19 hits, could have been more than that. 2 takeaways, 13 giveaways, and the Predators failed to take advantage of a team that played the night before at home, had to travel. It was an earlier start than normal, Nashville time, and there were difficulties getting in because of the numerous amounts of weather issues that we've had here across Middle Tennessee. It's not just across Middle Tennessee, it's affected the flight trajectories for planes all across both United States and Canada over the last couple of days. So it's caused some massive problems. So with all of that, with the Montreal Canadiens fighting for their playoff lives, having a tough game against the Philadelphia Flyers, traveling to Nashville, being delayed, and then supposedly being low on energy, the Predators were just unable to take advantage of that at any point in time. And another moment in time where it seemed like the Predators had a goal taken away. This time it was a McCarron goal because of goalie interference, and it just seemed to deflate the team to the point where they never recovered from it. This season for the Predators, as we close this episode out, 21 times the Predators have scored 1 goal or less. In 77 games played, they have scored 1 goal or less 21 times. They have a minus 60 goal differential. It's the 3rd worst in the NHL. Of course, who's worse than them? Chicago and San Jose. That's also the same for points. The only 2 teams worse than the Predators in the standings in points is Chicago and San Jose. 2.48 goals per game is 32nd. It's worst in the NHL. It's last. This offense is just completely putrid. And this season needs to come to an end as soon as possible. The Predators are a draft lottery team, and the last time they were in this bad a position at this point in the season, I overturned a table and dumped a can of beans all over the set. Who knows? It might happen again. Take a look around. What am I going to wreck at this point? There's almost nothing left. Once the sandbags and pucks and the mug go away, there's not going to be anything left but me. It won't be long before they take me out back, too. That's going to do it for operation number 989. I'm sure to appreciate your viewership. I appreciate your time. And most importantly, I appreciate each and every one of you. Stick taps, love, and respect. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.